Space. Here we go, another episode of Mental Wealth. We're here with Wize, Allah King Wize, also known as Washahi, in the world of economics and all of that. So what we talking about today? We talking about power through the people. Systems build what platforms never will. And I just put that topic up. You know, the other day we was talking about Aristotle was wrong, and how Aristotle, with his philosophy of education being a power base for government, have the ability to govern themselves. So therefore the elite should, hold a position. Those with specific type of education as the elite should hold a position of government through, the United States of America being in the position that is in, with the whole Europe being in the position that is in, and structuring systems the way they did, hit a tipping point in the 60s. Black people were saying power to the people. As in the other episode, I was speaking about how Black people in America became thought leaders when it came to our plight and fight for freedom in terms of chattel slavery, which made it to a point where in terms of the world got reimagined. Well, actually, the slave system itself got reimagined, which brought forth a lot of different changes, right? So you can go back and look at those episodes. I'm not going to really go into that today. Go back and look at those on YouTube, YouTube Live on my page, on my YouTube channel rather, on Wizetics Mental Wealth Podcast. These are all live. This is live. So I'm like, there's not no written script right here. I have some notes that I have a lot of times, but then it's just me just coming spontaneously with it. So systems build what platforms never will. So what we talking about? What you really saying, Watch? What am I talking about? So I'm talking about power through the people. It's power through the people because it's power in the people. So it's gotta now get to how do power move through the people. Definitely with education. It all starts with education. So I got some things here. Because when we're talking about systems, we always talk about, but what is a system? We say, the system doing this. Well, it's the system. The system, the same way we say the man does this, the system, in the early 60s, the man, the man is the one, and power to the people. And then, the system. What is a system? A system is a set of connected parts that work together to achieve a purpose. It has structure, rules, processes, inputs, outputs, predictable results. A system works the same way every time because it's organized, repeatable, and intentional. It's like the universal definition of a system. In business, it said a system is a repeatable process that produces a result without you having to be there. The entrepreneurship becomes scalable. So the Wizetics definition of system is this: the invisible architecture that makes success predictable. It's the order behind the outcome. It's the structure behind the strength. It's the blueprint behind the business. So, in my 7-pillar system, a mindset, structure, life, operations, biz genesis, market, scaling, and we get into legacy leadership. So we go through those things right there as a system. Mindset is the internal system. Structure is the operational system. Daily habits are the life system. Funnels and automations are the tech system. Marketing and sales are the growth system. Money flow is the financial system. Legacy is the continuation system. See that? A system is power, organized, purpose, operationalized, and potential multiplied. Without a system, you're going to rely on luck, motivation, memory, effort, chaos. With the system, you rely on structure, strategy, precision, automation, repeatability, clarity. Systems turn individuals to institutions. Because see, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your system. Because systems create stability. Capacity creates opportunity. Creates legacy. This is why Wizetics is a building movement, not a motivational brand. See, like motivational coaching, which it can be motivating, but it's more about system building. It's system building. It's Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure. Infrastructure, that's the foundation that makes everything else possible. It's the unseen architect that keeps everything standing, connected, and moving with purpose. Structure, organization, capacity, pathways, support mechanism, continuity, continuity. So you got to have your business formation, your credit and funding ready, marketing channels, operations, financial structure, community and network. Infrastructure, effort lapses. With infrastructure, ideas become institutions. So that's what we're dealing with today. The mindset system, internal infrastructure. It's like just self. What type of discipline you got? What type of habits you got? What's your... See, these are the things you got to get in the line before you get on legal protection and financial structure. You got to get your mindset in the right place with power through the people. You know, we got Facebook, Meta, rather. You got, YouTube. You got these different platforms that, and then you have these challenges that a lot of people go through because these are systems, these are platforms, but they also are tools. And you just got to know how to use the tool to your advantage. That's what it all comes down to, being able to use the tool for your advantage. So we're going to go here with Wizetics. This right here is the strategy book. This is the basis for the strategy right here. It comes from this. You get the basics of the strategy. And then, you get a little bit deeper. As you get deeper, as you go along and grow within, you get to learn a little bit more strategy. And then it becomes like tactics and maneuvers. Because strategy is like the mindset. Tactics is like, how you operating with your tactics. So I'm gonna go to this part. You're gonna go back to Wizetics again. So this is the appendix right here in Wizetics. The first part of the appendix, the first appendix. It says the foundation of Wizetics, pronunciation and definition. Wizetics, pronounced Wizetics. It's not just a name. It's a coded language. It fuses wise, which is wisdom rooted in lived experience, strategy, and higher knowledge, with ethics, a suffix denoting systems, ethics, and methodologies. Together, it forms a dynamic life-biz framework, a blueprint for transformational design by Wize, Shahi, aka Allah King Wize. What is Wizetics? Wizetics is a system of creation. It is for the underdog, the overlooked genius, the gifted hustler who's been boxed in by lack of access. not lack of talent. It's for the visionary who knows they are built for more, but never had the code to crack the matrix. Wizetics is that code. This system was birthed from decades of self-study. You hear that part? This system was built from decades of self-study. This ain't just something, no chat GPT coming up with, or just hopping off, out of college and saying I got, those things are tools as well. And those are ways that we go through certain things we need to go through to get to where we need to get to. But what I'm telling you now, I'm coming with this right here, and I have to come this way. Why do I have to come this way? I have to show the confidence to inspire the execution for the young one, or for the underdog, the one that's looking like, yo, I got a great idea. How do I get my idea to be put in motion to make and take care of myself, my seat? How do I do that? I got the idea, the drive. And see, you got many people who got the idea and got the drive, and as they begin to execute on the idea, they burn out. They run into challenges, obstacles, and setbacks, and then they just give up. So is the framework where it show you how not to give up, because it's coming from decades of study and application of lived experience. This system was birthed from decades of self-study. Me studying myself and applying things accordingly to my experiences. See, this system was birthed from decades of self-study, entrepreneurship, and street smart navigation, infused with ancient wisdom, modern strategy, and cultural intelligence. Wizetics is the strategic engine for those rising from the bottom to dominate in the global economy. We're talking about global economy right here. It's more than a framework, it's a paragon, a model of excellence that redefines what winning looks like. So let me say the word paragon. It's a model of excellence. It means a model of excellence. When I was 22 years old, when me and my business partner at that time, Sincere, when we formed the Black Application Development Incorporated, which is the first company I ever formed, which was a nonprofit in 19. That is what it did. And it was a paragon, because when we set up, we had a constitution, we had bylaws, we had the articles of incorporation, and we had a whole system. We put that together from our mind, the mindset, and transferred it to on paper. There was no Google. There was no chat GPT. What did we use as a tool then? We used the library. We used books. We studied things. We applied our knowledge of self through other avenues of supplements of literature. And we framed it into what became the Black Application Development Incorporated. And that is what sparked off a journey into the world of legal entrepreneurship, because we come from the background of underserved communities, and then we living through those challenges of being justice impacted or impacted by the justice system. What system? Go back to system again. System of rules and regular frameworks that's repeatable, that operate without you having to. So these things were passed on from forefathers, passed down, so people inherit the system, and they have to learn how to operate within the system. So that's what you got the education system for. But like Aristotle said, it's an elite education. That elite education prepared certain people to be able to go into governing the system. So that's why you have to come up with another system that will give you what you need to benefit yourself, your family, your community. It's nothing against anybody else. We just doing for self. Why the world needs a new system, a paragon for the people. Paragon is a perfect example or model of excellence. Today's world runs off outdated systems that weren't built for us. The people coming from generational struggle and systemic exclusion. The traditional paths to wealth, wellness, and leadership were never designed for those on the margins. That's why Wizetics exists. Because we needed a system for us, built by us, using principles within us. Wizetics is not a copy of a broken model, it's a new model, a paradigm shift. Understanding the paradigm shift. A paradigm shift means a fundamental change in how we see the world and operates within it. Wizetics shifts from consumer to creator, worker to owner, surviving to scaling, conforming to innovating. We are not just upgrading our income, we're rewriting the rules of engagement with life, business, and legacy. A brief economic history from mercantile to modern capital. But these are just frameworks, reference points to be utilized for strategy, tactics, and maneuvers. Because why? Life is business, and business is what? War. Power through the people. Systems never will. Power through the people. So let's look at it like this. You got a business. Your business is structured. It has to make money to continue to exist. You took the resources that you had and you structured your company, whether it's LLC, S Corp, C Corp. You have your company structured. Thing that you have to do before you get to that stage, or if you're already in that stage, you got to take a step back. Go into the mindset. What's your mindset? What's your mission? What's your purpose? Because if you don't understand your purpose and your mission as an individual, the business is not going to be able to be successful. So now, because the business becomes an outgrowth of your purpose and your mission, the business becomes a structured entity as like a child made in your image and your likeness. It carries your DNA. The business carries your DNA whether you know it or not. Because your thought DNA structure in this business, and it will be evolving based off of that. So if you don't have a clear vision of your purpose, the business is not going to have proper direction. So, and that's to be able to scale and become profitable, to make money. So check this out. Money comes into a business two ways, but it's one way that it has to be in a way that is sustainable. So I'm saying again, money can ways, but it's meant to be sustainable. One way money can come into a business is from someone taking their money and putting it into the business from an aspect of an investor through equity or debt. And so if it's through equity, it's not really an investment. So money can come from equity or debt, meaning that someone can give you money to become partner with you, give you a loan that you got to pay back. Get too deep into that. It's other underlying factors that deal with that, but that part right there, what I'm speaking about, can come to you through someone. Money can come to your business. Someone give you the money as equity or debt. The other way money can come into your business is through sales. And I said money can come into your business two ways, but it's only one way to be a sustainable business, and that way is the second that I just said, sales. People can give you money, from an equity standpoint, or you take that money. But the goal with you, that money and turn it, which can only be turned into more money through sales. And so it's the things that exist within the process, which the end result will be sales. So it's things you got to do to get the sale and sales. You have to multiply sales, because especially if someone gave you the money and it's from a loan perspective, and a lot of times you're not going to get no loan from the bank starting off, so you got to use all different types of strategies to be able to get a loan from the bank or financial institution. It's certain personal things you got to have in place. You got to have your personal credit in place. You got to have your personal life in place. Your budget has to be in place. Certain discipline has to be in place. And someone can say, okay, I will loan you this amount of money for this amount back in return. Now, it's another aspect that's in a different, I'm going to get into, but I'm just going to say this part: Islamic financing. That's a different style of financing. I'm not going to get into that right now, but as we grow and we evolve, that is going to come into the equation. For some people they won't. But those oligarchs know about that, though. The people that you're talking about that be at the top, the people at the top, that corporations like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Richard Branson and Lee, that's at the top, that's controlling everything that's in your life, that touches you in your life, that affects you in your life, your family, your taxes, the food supply, how much stuff, and all of these things like this, and influencing your politicians and things like that. So I guarantee you, those people have some type of contact with that world in some shape or form, whether they like it or not. See, whether they like it or not, business is what? War. So they gonna align in some type of relationship with it. And I'm gonna give you one small example. I'm not gonna get deep into this because I said I wasn't gonna go deep into the Islamic banking system or the Islamic economy. I'm not gonna get too deep in that. And I'm talking about the Eastern world. I'm talking about like Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Qatar, Oman, Jordan, Egypt. Yeah, those Islam. Do you think they got banks over there? But do you think that? Do you really? What do you think about? Is JP Morgan Chase operating? Do you think they got relationships with any businesses that's in Saudi Arabia, or any business, or any entrepreneurs or companies that's in Bahrain? I'm not gonna get too much into that part right there. So it's two ways the business is going to receive money: from the side of someone giving it at equity or debt, giving the money from that standpoint, or someone giving the business money through sales, buying something, purchasing something. And the only one that is, because I'm going to invest this money into your company, I'm going to give you this loan, YZ, back. In order for you to pay the money back, in order for you to satisfy the business partner, the company has to have sales. You got to get sales. Otherwise, you just got a hobby. Like I said, you think you got it. And what determines that is the results that you get in the time frame of you out. Because you got to pay annual fees in certain cases, state fees to keep your business going. You got a website, you got to pay domain fees. It's all things cost. But it's power systems build what platforms never will. How do you get people to give you money, whether it's for equity or from a debt side? And how do you get people as customers, clients? How do you do that? This is why someone like me becomes undeniably valuable. So this is what I tell my mentees: you have to become undeniable. You have to become undeniable. How do you become undeniable? See, this is called Wizetics. This is the Wizetics way. It's the Wizetics way. You got to become. How do you become undeniable? Meaning that you can't be denied. How do you do that? How do you position yourself to where people buy from you? People purchase what you got. People want your product. People want your services, and they want a lot of it. They become loyal to your brand. They come back and buy some more. They bought from you before, because you got to think, if you own Food Line, you know what I'm saying, like the people who own Food Line, which could be, it's a lot of people that own Food Line, it's a lot of people that own Walmart. If you understand buying stock on the market, what that does, when you purchase stock, you become owner through percentage. Even if you just bought one stock, if you just bought one stock in Walmart, which is like $200, $300, I don't know what the stock price is at Walmart right now. If you just bought it, you become owner. So when people talking about let's boycott, the government don't want to act right, and let's just boycott and don't shop. Do you think that really works? I'd be strolling on social media, boycott, let's march, let's protest. That's just like relief, just like, check this out. The people that's supposed to be your leaders, and I'm even talking about the politicians, I'm talking about the ones that's organizations. I'm your leader, I'm the leader, and this is what we're gonna shop at Target. We're gonna boycott Walmart. We're gonna go out in the street and march and protest, because if we do this, then they're gonna give us what we want. They've been boycotting, and who is the one that's in the middle? The one that's supposed to be the leader of us. Like, I'm your leader. Talk to me. Talking about the people that's on the other side. Talk to me, Walmart. Who just spoke, the chairperson of Walmart or whatever. Talk to me, Congressman such and such. Talk to me. And I'm going to tell you that this is what we want, and this is what we want to have done in order for us to go back shopping at Target again. We want DEI brought back, and then we're going to start back shopping at Target. You saying the boycott for a moment, right? To hold your money back from, or you're going to march for a moment and, hold up traffic for a moment and say, okay, all we want is DEI back. We just want, access to this, and we just want to be able to participate this way. We want our SNAP, benefits back, or you don't give us that, and we're gonna keep marching and we keep protesting, keep screaming and shouting, and then we might throw some stuff through the window over here. We might just run up in the store and start taking stuff. And that's why they got them troops out there. They talk about, let's move in the National Guard. See, they already had that in place before they did all this. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into those things like that, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for life and business infrastructure. I'm here to show you strategy, tactics, and maneuvers of how to structure your life and your mindset, how to, get your business in alignment to be scalable, profitable, and ultimately have a legacy that you can leave behind to your children and to the next generation, to the next generation, which ultimately impacts the community, which ultimately impacts the state, which ultimately impacts the country, which ultimately impacts the entire globe. That's what it comes down to. Understanding how people, places, and things interact and coordinate with each other from a realistic standpoint, separating our emotional passion from it and getting down to the real deal. That's the Wizetics. So you got to get sales. You got to get sales. How do you get sales? You got to have marketing. What is marketing? Communicate your brand to the people, let the people know this is what you got and be undeniable. What I have is what you need, and this is what you want too, because it impacts your life. It transforms your life. It brings value to you. You have to show the people how what you got brings value to their life, because people spend their money for what they want. They go to the store and shop all the time and buy stuff. So it ain't like we don't have no money, because you're going in the store shop, but you might not have the type of money that you want. You got something. Then some people don't have anything. Some people don't have anything. Yet we live in a community of people. We live in a community of places. We live in a community of things. And so how do you manage people, places, and things? This is where real thought leadership come in. This is where real people coming in with genuine solutions, not pacifications and you getting something that you want for you and yours, but at the expense of the people over here though. But you acting like you in the forefront as a leader. You using the people as leverage to negotiate certain terms for yourself, and then you become a gatekeeper and you blocking certain access just so you can maintain your level. So that's why I say some black entrepreneurs or some black leaders, they become the same thing that you say that you were up against. You become that which is now the problem. You say, Wize, come on. You hitting on something right there that it's a touchy subject, because who are these people? Name some people. Who are these ones that's in these positions that's supposed to be black leaders that are like what they say, Sambo, or selling out to people or what have you? What's more better is this right here, because this is the Wizetics way. Because here's the thing, right? We say, oh, they racist, but these people was racist. Who is the they? You got a mystery on it. They this, they that. They say the oligarchs. Who are they? Who? They never put no name on it. They never put a face and a name to it. It's just like they. And then they use one person as the poster child. Trump. But the money still got George Washington on it. Benjamin Franklin. The money that you spend still got these people's faces on it. And even if the clothes that you got as your brand, where did you buy them from? Did you actually manufacture these clothes from scratch? You say, oh, buy black. We have our black clothing brand. Where did you get the stuff from to produce this clothing line? Did you actually get it from where? Or got it from China? But do you really think China care about you? To the point where you can be all you can be in China? China is a dictatorship. China it's a communist country. You just can't do what you want to do in China. So sometimes people just have these ideas about things, and it sounds good on the surface, and it looks good on the surface, and it's like, okay, this is our leadership. We should listen to what this person is saying. We should move in accordance with what this person is saying. And in some cases, this person might be a subject matter expert on certain things. But are they subject matter experts in this situation that we have when it comes to Black Americans in this country, and our history in this country, and our situation in relationship to the government in this country, in relationship to the laws, and in relationship to the economy? Are you a subject matter expert on that part? Because check this out. This right here really gonna hit some people a certain way. And it's not about religion. I just gotta say this part right here, because it's power through the people. Systems build what platforms never will. Yet the only way the power is going to move through the people have to see the power in themselves and learn how to unlock the power within themselves to be able to access the power that's within themselves, to be able to benefit from the power within themselves. Power through the people, through the people. So let's look at the black church. Got black churches all over the United States. Usually each black church has someone that's styled as the leader, whether they call themselves a preacher or herself a preacher, a reverend, and they got the supporting cast, the bishops, the deacons, and stuff like that. Okay. They saying they have a special connection to God as they see God. They have a direct communication with God as they see God, based off they've been ordained to preach. So they will say, God told me to tell you, and let's pray. And as we pray, we looking to connect to the power, the source of power, to change a situation. How many people know someone that's young and black that have been murdered in a way that's injustice? How many people you can say, okay, that's black, that live in a community that has a church? And it doesn't just have to be a church. Has a mosque. Everybody praying to connect to the higher power, to impact their life. With all of the people who saying they have a direct connect to God, the source of power. With all of that, it still does not impact the condition of our people in a way where we're not suffering. So what does that tell you? Like, when you really look at it that way, like all the preachers coming together to pray, we want to heal this condition, we need to heal this situation, but they can't even get along. Oh, I'm Pentecostal, I'm Baptist, I'm 70. All these different denominations of all these, they all talk about the same. I got a direct connect to God, my special connection. The way we look at the scripture and the way we pray. Oh, I'm Sunni, I'm Shiite, I'm Salafi, and I'm doing it the way the prophet did it. With all of that going on, the condition of the people is still the same, and it gets worse every day. Younger and younger is the murder victim, right? Or sometimes even the one that is considered to be the murderer. These things haven't really been the solution. It might be therapeutic, though. It's therapeutic because it gives people hope. It gives you that, you have something to lean on in the times of just so dire, so bad, situations just so crazy. People, rely on that. Keeps them going, but it only keeps you going for so long, though. Because the same people who say this is what they moving off of, stress, overly stressed, operating, functioning with anxiety and depression, and taking all these pills to cope. These are the same people that saying, I got a special connection to the higher power. And let's get off that subject, because I'm not really trying to disrupt. But am I trying to disrupt? No, I'm just speaking certain things because there's power through the people. And the reason why the power not moving through the people, because it's blockage. And could the blockage be your mindset, the way you think about reality, the way you engage inside of your living experience? Could it be that it's a flaw there, which is causing these results to be repeated within the system that you are operating in? The same system that you think that you like not for, or I'm against this type of system. Like, the system is oppressive. Could it be the way you think that's oppressive? Because there's power in the people. The power is in you. So if the power is in you, why the power not moving through you? But these people who you say that are in power, for some reason, they got some power moving through them. And they have power moving through them that's impacting masses of people's life to be suffering. And what I say is, it don't have to be that way. You don't have to be suffering the way you suffer. Because if you gain the right knowledge of yourself, the proper knowledge of yourself, it's going to cause you to apply yourself in a way that will remove this experience where it's giving you suffering, mental suffering, anxiety, depression, all of those things. Then it's bad physical health, all of those things. That's mindset, man. That's the Wizetics way. I'm about to get ready to close on this right here, because how is power through the people, Wize? How systems build with platforms that will. So it doesn't matter. You can be on Facebook, Instagram, all, YouTube. These things are tools that can be used. You gotta have a system moving through it, though. You gotta have a system when you engage. Your knowledge of self system has to be your compass as you go through these things. So even though you didn't make the hammer, you still can use the hammer to build. You might then make the hammer. You might gotta go shop in the store and buy the hammer for some people who don't like you. Who cares? They like you or not. I'm gonna buy this hammer. I know what I need to do. Or you can make your own hammer. Make my own hammer. But before, you might not have the resources to be able to make your own hammer. So, but you got the resource to buy this hammer, because it might cost you more to make the hammer than it is to buy the hammer. Could be. Then again, you can substitute and get something else to hit the nail with. There's not a hammer until you are able to get to where you need to go. This is strategy that I'm talking about right here. This is strategizing. You have an end result that you're trying to achieve. So you have to maneuver a certain way to get to that goal. But as long as you keep your eyes on the prize and stay focused on the end result, the processes take you through system. You got to have a system. See, when you got a system, you have something that you can utilize that's repeatable, that you can pass on, and it exists when you're not even physically here no more. You can continue on. How do you operate system within a system? A nation within a nation. The same way a baby operates inside of the womb of the mother. It's attached to it until it's able to come out and operate within the confines of its own. When the baby is inside the womb, the baby eat what the mother eats. When the baby is inside the mother's womb, the baby eat what the mother eat. That's a nation within a nation. You don't have a hammer. You don't make a hammer. You go buy the hammer from over here and build with the hammer something for yourself. You build something for yourself with the hammer. So who familiar with David and Goliath? This is how I'm going to end this. Check this out. Because this is enlightenment. Get you to see something that was already there that you might didn't see. Because this right here probably be just like the only part that you really, really get. So focus on this part right here. David and Goliath. David was considered to be, according to the story, a shepherd. A young boy going along doing what he do. Goliath is considered to be what? A giant. This giant been dominating the area. Who's going to take him out? From oppressing us. Who's going to come and get David, the shepherd? He has a slingshot. He has these rocks. He has a slingshot. Got some little rocks. How many he had? Okay, they can say he had this many. I mean, that's not the point. He had some rocks. This slingshot. David, big giant, awesome armor, military might. David knocked Goliath down with his rocks, with his pebbles, with his rocks. He hit David. David hit Goliath with the rocks. Dropped Goliath to the ground. Let me speak to this camera up here. David hit Goliath with the rock or rocks. Dropped Goliath to the ground. This is the part right here. Pay attention close to this part right here. David utilized this. Goliath sword, because Goliath hit the ground. David takes Goliath's sword and destroyed him with his own sword. He knocked him down with his weapon. But he killed Goliath with Goliath's weapon. What does that mean? Where are we at? What does that mean? You want me to explain what that means? Can you get it? Or do you need me to put some commentary to it? Do you need me to explain that more? What does that really mean? David knocked Goliath down with his pebbles and his slingshot, his rock and his slingshot. Little weapon. Knocked Goliath to the ground, but it didn't kill Goliath. It just dropped him. It crippled Goliath. It impaired him for a moment. Just enough for David to go get Goliath's sword. Take him out. Killed him. This is a universal story. So there's certain storylines of universal cyclic changes that when you understand the system, because the systems within systems, the universe exists. The sun, moon, and stars. They are planets that exist in the space, right? It's galaxies. There's stars here that's within the Milky Way solar system where we at, and then there's stars far away. But these stars still impact certain things on the earth a certain way, where you can look up at the sky and see what they call constellations. Systems within systems within systems. This cyclic change, not linear time. Power through the people. Systems build what platforms never will. System. You got to come into these platforms with your system. You got to have a system. And if you don't have a system you created for yourself, you got to choose a system that fits into your cultural identity. Because 7 pillars of Wizetics is culturally specific, but globally applicable. It can be applied to the whole planet, to any type of people, but it's culturally specific to us. Like hip-hop is culturally specific to us, Black Americans, but it's globally applicable to the whole world. That's what the Black American experience is all about. David knocked down Goliath with some rocks, but chopped his head off with his own sword. Systems build, but platforms never will. So I'm going to explain the commentary to this close this way. Because I know you're waiting, like, are you going to give it to me? Are you going to give it to me? Are you going to explain what it is? Because some of you might already catch it, but I'm going to break it down like this. The power was moving through David. He was connected a certain way. He was moving off a certain system of his own, which allowed him to utilize his slingshot with the rocks. Not looked at as a major threat to Goliath with his sword. Underestimationism. Underestimate. He was moving with his system. He knew how to use the slingshot. That's within his system. It was leverage for him to knock down Goliath. And then he used Goliath's sword to chop his head off. So you can use Instagram, you can use YouTube, you can use Gucci, you can use Louis Vuitton, you can use Interscope, you can use Columbia, you can use Netflix with your system. You get it? So you can take what you got. You got your podcast. You got yourself, and you might want to put a Gucci belt on. You might want to drive in. You might, but you gotta have your own system. Meaning that you gotta have your goal in mind. You use yours, your leverage, what you got. Life is business, business is war. You use your weaponry, your business, but then another business. You put your system within another platform. You say, well, how can I do that? There's barriers there. Then they're going to restrict my movement. Goliath knocked David down with some rocks. You got to understand that strategy. And if you don't know, come hit me up. Right here, 1-888-704-0864. Or you can go to wizenetworks.biz coming across your screen. I can show you this strategy. I can give you it's called the 7 pillars of Wizetics. It's the Wizetics way. It's universal. I'm just bringing it to you in a different form for you to be able to digest it in the form that I'm giving it to you. It's really nothing new. It's an ancient future. It's always been here. And the power is in the people. The power is through the people. It's already inside of you. I'm only showing you how to cultivate, awaken what's already there. Show you how to apply, show you how to use it. And then once you get to that part, you on your own. You don't need me no more. I'm just giving you something that puts you in position to be self-governing. And everybody need it, even the oligarch. Because why? It's already written. It's a part of the cyclic motion. If you remain how you remain in a certain way, the only inevitable thing to do is to fall. So you're going to fall regardless. If you stay in that same mindset. So yes, Elon Musk You can come talk to Wize. Yes. Jeff Bezos, you can come talk to Wize. Yes. Richard Branson, you can come talk to Wize. What are we going to talk about? To avoid the inevitable. How can you avoid the inevitable? You can avoid the inevitable because there's a certain cycle pattern, right? Certain mindset. Some people blind, they locked into a certain focus, and you blind to the periphery. You can't see it coming. Goliath couldn't see that rock. He didn't see the rock coming. He's so focused. His mindset was set with a certain way of thinking. Oppressive. Because Aristotle was wrong. Aristotle was wrong. That's it for today. Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure. It's powered by Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure. That's what this is powered by. Wizetics into Wealth Podcast Live. Peace.